Monsters University. We were. Everyone who saw Monsters Inc. was all like, this deserves a sequel. And we got a prequel. Yeah, a prequel. Because everybody wanted the prequel, right? Well, to be honest, I wanted the prequel. Just to see how they got into Monsters Inc. and all that build up and stuff like that. So, Monsters University is the answer. And what did I think of the film? Let's find out. Let's start with the plot, shall we? In the beginning of the movie, we get an early look at Mike's childhood. He was on a field. It starts off with Mike, a 6-year-old Mike. He's on a field trip to Monsters Incorporated, and he sees like these people. He sees like the scarers, like the guys, and he decides to follow one of them into the rooms, and he like disobeys the rules, and then he becomes his role model, and when he grows up, he wants to be a scarer. So then 13 years later, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, he's 19. So yeah, he wants to be a scare major in Monsters University. He gets there. So his roommate is Randy, the purple lizard thing from the first movie. Yeah, they were friends at the beginning of the movie. Later on, during the movie, they start to develop, they start to forget about Randy, and, they just, forget about him. I mean, I would have liked to see how, him and Mike and Sully became enemies, but that kind of shows off later in the film in the scare games. And, yeah. So, they get ready for class, and Sully shows up, and Sully's the popular jerk who gets bad grades. I know, I've seen a guy like that in my class, so I can relate to Mike's relationship with Sully at this moment, because they're not friends by this moment. So then later at that night, the pet mascot, Pig or something, gets into Mike's room, and Sully thinks it's his room, but then he realizes it's not his room, and they have to catch the pig. They catch the pig. Sully gets invited to RRR. I forgot what that is. Let me see. Where is it? The Roar Omega Roar thing for fraternity. Yeah. Okay, let me see. That's it. Wait, that's that up at that point. So yeah, Mike wants to join. Mike wants to join the RAR, but they bring him down. So now it's like a rivalry between Mike and Sully. So then a montage appears where Mike is getting good grades and Sully is becoming more and more dumb. And then it's the final exam where they have to be in a scare simulator, and if they fail, well, they get kicked out of the scare program. Mike and Sully are fighting, and then they accidentally knock down one of the sculpture things of the containers that, whatchamacallit, the girl, the thing, whatchamacallit, what's her name, let me look. Let me see. Hold on, let me look. Dean Hardscrabble, yeah, that's the name. They knock down her record-breaking thing container, and then they both get kicked out. Let me see, hold on. At the final exam, Mike and Sully rivalry causes Dean Hardscrabble to fail them both and dropping them from the program, which prompts Roar Omega Roar to remove Sully from the fraternity. Dissatisfied in the boring new major, Mike decides to prove himself by entering the Scare Games, an extracurricular scaring competition. As the games are only for fraternity or sorority members, Mike joins Uzma Kappa. Okay. A small fraternity of misfit monsters. They're basically the rejects. There's Terry and Terry. They're two-headed monsters. There's wait, does it say the characters? Let me. Damn it, I forgot the characters' names. There was Terry and Terry. There was a Okay, here we go. There was Terry and Terry, Don, Squishy, and Art. So yeah, Mike and Sully have to join that group, and they compete in the scare games, where Mike makes a deal with Dean with Hardscrabble, saying if they win the scare games, they have to put him back in the scare program, but if they lose, they get kicked out of Monsters University. And what do you know? They win the scare games. Yay! I guess. Well, it's not because like in the other games they won, but like for miracles and stuff like that. But in the last game, they're like Sully kind of like cheats on Mike. He like turns his mode on easy when he's not looking, which is why he wants him to go last. So Mike finds out and he decides to be angry at Sully. After the team's... Okay, Mike is heartbroken and wants to prove that he is capable of becoming a scarer. So he breaks into the school's door lab and enters the door to the human world. And this is what I was waiting for. I was waiting for Monsters, Inc. to go from the monster world to the human world. And that's what I got. Mike enters the human world and let's see what it says here. But discovers the door leads to a summer camp and he is unable to scare the room full of children. Yeah, he goes like, roar! And the kids are all like, roar! You're funny looking. So they have to call the police, and now Mike and Sully are trapped in the human world for a little while. Then the police kind of fail to catch him. And then they return to the human world. Oh, hold on. I think I missed something. Oh, yeah. Back at the university, Sully confesses to Hardscrabble that he cheated just as she notified of the break-in. Realizing what happened, Sully enters the door to look for Mike. After finding Mike and reconciliating the pair, now being pursued by human adults, attempt to return, but Dean Hardscrabble traps them in the human world by deactivating the door until the authorities arrive. Mike realizes the only way to get back into the monster world is to generate enough scream energy to power the door from the side. Working together, Sully and Mike terrify the adults, generating an overwhelming amount of scream energy and allowing them to return to the lab. Their actions lead to the expulsion from the university, but the other members of Uzma Kappa are accepted into the scare program in the next semester, as Hardscrabble was impressed for the performance in the games. They share goodbyes, and as Mike and Sully leave, Hardscrabble approaches and tells them they are the first to have surprised her and wishes them luck for the future. Mike and Sully take jobs in Monster Inc. in the company mailroom with the Abominable Snowman. Yeah, you remember that guy? Working their way up to the company, the two eventually become part of the scary team. And that's Monsters University in 8 minutes. So yeah, I write plots. Now, if you're wondering why I always do a movie review the day after I see the movie, it's because I want to write down all the things that I'm reading up here for my thing, all the stuff that I want to, get, all the stuff that I want to say throughout my review. So yeah, how are the characters? Mike and Sully are portrayed pretty good. There's a Roar, who was like the villain or the antagonist of like the first half of the movie, or the first 2/3 of the movie. There's Randall, who gets pushed aside and loses to scare games, and that's when they kind of show that he doesn't like or isn't fond of Mike and Sully. Yeah, and there's Uzma Kappa, consisting of Terry and Terry, Art, Squishy, and Don, and Squishy's mother. Where is that? Sherry. So yeah. That's that. Other characters are not so important. I mean, you got Dean Hardscrabble, who's like the main antagonist, and then the Roar Mega Roar is like the Dean Hardscrabble is like the protagonist throughout the whole film. Antagonist, I mean. Roar Mega Roar is the antagonist for the first. Is another antagonist for the first two-thirds of the movie, and then the humans are the whatchamacallits antagonists of the last half of the film, or last third of the film. So yeah, that's that, and the songs are Randy Newman. Oh, they Randy Newman. Wait, yeah, it's Randy Newman. Yeah, here's everything. Yeah. Monsters University have received... I'm just going to end this off by reading the reception. Monsters University have received general positive reviews from critics. The film holds a 79% approval ratings on the review aggression website Rotten Tomatoes, based on 163 reviews with an average rating of 6.7 out of 10. The site's critical consensus reads, "It doesn't scale the heights of Pixar's finest efforts, but Monsters University is still funny and thoughtful family entertainment for viewers of any age." Another review aggregator, Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating of out of 100 top reviews for mainstream critics, calculated a score of 64 based on 37 reviews. Krishna gave the film an A-, saying Monsters University exactly the rebound Pixar needed after 2011 Cars 2 left some wondering if the studio had lost its magic. The delightful story of when Mike met Sully puts the concerns to rest. Ty Burr of the Boston Globe gave the film 2.5 out of 4 stars, saying this is not a bad movie, and to small children it will be a very good one, but it's closer to average than one would wish from the company that gave us Up, WALL-E, The Incredibles, and the Toy Story series. Stephen Whitty of New York Star Ledger gave the film 2.5 out of 4 stars, saying the artwork is accomplished and in critic. The G rating is genuine, without any gross-out gags, and there's none of the usual winks to the adults with tired pop culture references. Elizabeth Whiteman of the New York Daily News gave the film 3 out of 5 stars, saying the movie is not up to the company's highest standard, but it certainly is better than other kids' flicks you'll see this year. Escape from Planet Earth. What were we? Okay, yeah. Where am I? Michael Phillips of Chicago Tribune gave the film 2 out of 4 stars, saying Monsters University, the weirdly harmless sequel to the animated 2001 Pixar hit Monsters, Inc., is no better or worse than the average, and I mean average, time-filling sequel cracked out by other animation houses. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone gave the film 3 out of 4 stars, saying it's all infectious and fun despite the lack of originality. In the art of tickling funny bones, Crystal and Goodman earned straight A's. Ian Campuzano of Snivy Ian on the YouTube channel gave this movie a 7 out of 10, saying this was a good movie. This is what I expected from a prequel to Monsters, Inc. I just wanted a little more answers to some questions that I had in Monsters University, like what's up with the deal with Rando being somehow their nemesis, and hey, what's with the deal of just making a random cameo for the Abominable Snowman, at least make him appear somewhere back in the movie, like him being a student or something. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this movie. I definitely recommend to see Despicable... If you were deciding to see this movie or Despicable Me 2, I would choose to say Despicable Me 2, because that's an overall funnier and better movie. But this isn't half back. I mean, come on, it's Pixar. I mean, I don't remember Cars 2 that much, and Brave I haven't even seen, and I'm pretty sure it's because I thought it was boring. So, yeah. this was Pixar's Redemption, and yeah, I look forward to seeing more of Pixar's Redemption, and let's see if we can get a third movie or another or a TV series out of Monsters University. Like we would actually see TV episodes on what happens in Monsters University. Yeah. The film earned five. Okay, this is the last thing I want to see because I just saw Despicable Me 2. The film earned $54.5 million on its opening weekend from 35 markets. It set a Disney Pixar opening weekend record in Latin America with 31.7 million. In Australia, though, where it had simultaneous release with Despicable Me 2, Monsters University debuted behind the latter with 3.6 million to replay. So yeah, that's that, and yeah, that's it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.